For aircraft flying around conflict zones, there are obvious dangers. Lebanon's Middle East Airlines has continued flying from Beirut airport throughout the ongoing Hezbollah-Israeli conflict. But far above the fighting on the ground, there are additional hazards. Researchers say the region has seen a big increase in electronic warfare. Aircraft global positioning systems, or GPS satellite signals, are being either blocked or spoofed, says Raphael Monstein of the Zurich University of Applied Sciences in Switzerland.
Spoofing is when an actor sends out kind of malicious signals to all the receivers that are in the coverage area. And it tricks the receiver into believing that it is in a different position than it actually is. But it has a lot of side effects in the cockpit, and they can range from spurious warnings, obviously kind of loss of situational awareness because you're not quite sure. Your GPS indicates you're somewhere else.
Monstein tracks GPS interference of civilian aircraft in real time and publishes the data online. He says there has been a big increase in detections since the beginning of the year.
And they are mainly around conflict zones. One of them would be kind of the Middle East, one would be the Black Sea and around Russia. We talk about, on an average day, about 1,000 aircraft at least being affected by that. And that is a very big scale.
Experts say governments and armed groups seek to disrupt GPS to defend against missiles and drones. But it isn't only happening in war zones. In April, Finnair suspended flights to Tartu in eastern Estonia after GPS disruption prevented 2 aircraft from landing. The airline reported an increase in GPS interference close to the Russian border since 2022, the year Finland applied to join NATO after Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. At the time, neighbouring Estonia said it was a deliberate Russian tactic.
We all understand that, that these hybrid attacks are still very acute, and we have to be ready also for these.
Russia denies disrupting GPS signals. So how dangerous is it for aircraft and their passengers?
There is a lot of systems in aviation that were built in for a reason, and one of them is, for example, the ground proximity warning system. And if you have to deselect that one because it gives you spurious warnings, it chips away on the safety margins, and that is not good. And in the long run, there's or can be a higher risk for something to happen, but it's not an immediate danger.
GPS blocking and spoofing also affects navigation on the ground. Residents of Moscow have recently complained of malfunctioning smartphone applications like taxi or food delivery apps. Experts have linked it to Russian attempts to defend against Ukrainian drones. The Kremlin has not commented on the issue. Henry Ridgewell, VOA News.